Hey, it's Care, here with another quick dip for you. So, I am sort of new to glue books, although I cannot imagine how I missed it all these years. Holy smokes, big fan of glue books. If you're not sure what a glue book is, please go watch Caged Fish. I'll put a link below to one of my favorite ones of hers, but she's kind of the queen bee of glue books. Pardon all you other glue book people. There's also Relax Cut Glue, very fun. Girl Gotta Glue, love those channels, all about glue books. So I am not the expert on glue books. I am not. I will be though by the time this is over with. I am such a big fan of glue books for a number of reasons, which is a video for another day, even another channel. But for today's quick dip, it's kind of twofold. I have some really super fast, easy access, low-cost ways into glue books that I want to share with you. And also some of these, I believe a glue book is a really good way for those of you who are wanting to junk journal but are afraid to start, not sure where to start. Start with a glue book. Start with a glue book. Very fun, very easy. A lot of the same principles as far as collecting images and organizing them on the page. Some glue people just glue, but you can organize them into a pleasing manner. It doesn't have to be random. There's all kinds of ways to do glue books. There's not one way is the way. There's all kinds of ways to do glue books, and I think they're a great intro if you're a little hesitant about getting started with junk journals. The point of today's video is easy glue books, meaning a glue book is just a place where you glue images. That's it. Images, words, phrases, numbers, whatever you want to glue down, you glue down. It doesn't have to be anything amazing. It just doesn't. What it's doing is taking out some fear. What it's doing is being creative without taxing your brain too much. There's a million benefits of doing a glue book. And what today's video is all about is trying to show you different places that you can glue stuff. Low cost, no cost, easy peasy. So if you have any of these and a glue stick lying around, you're golden. So the first way is journals, beautiful journals. If you're into paper crafting at all, if you love paper, you usually love stationery, and you find yourself at stationery stores, often bookstores, and we all sort of end up with these beautiful journals. Now, and like I heard Pam at the Paper Office the other day, she was talking about the 5-year journals from way back. And you're so good about writing in them that first day, and then the second day, you're so good, and the third day, and by the 5th day, well, you don't use it anymore. You just don't. And these beautiful ones, for me, I always save them for something special. Like this was just going to be my writing journal. Well, I write. I'm a writer. That's what I do. This little guy was no match for my writing journal. I would have filled it up in a week. So I quickly abandoned that whole idea. And now it's just sat in my collection forever. So what I would like to do now is any images that I find with old typewriters, old letters, anything having to do with writing or journaling or typewriters or the writerly world, pens. I'm a pen junkie. Fountain pens make me go weak in the knees. Oh my God. So anything like that, as I'm collecting images for my glue books, holy smokes, I'm finding, and as you may or may not know, I've self-determined myself the queen of themes. In that, I like everything to have a theme. All of my journals have a theme. All of my glue book pages have a theme. All of my journals have a theme. The ones I write in, all of my books have themes, etc., etc. I'm a big theme junkie. So that's idea number one. An old journal. I have a beautiful old journal it's watercolors of Anne of Green Gables. It's a beautiful, gorgeous book. I can't bear to write in it. Plus it has shiny pages, which makes it problematic to write in. So I'm thinking that's going to end up being some sort of glue book. That way I can cover up the pictures I don't like and make it something that I will use and enjoy every day rather than just having it stored on a shelf that I never look at. Of course, another way is a composition book. like this. These are 88 cents, full price at Walmart. Anytime, any day. I get them at Walmart. Dollar Tree has them too, but they're, of course, a little bit cheaper. These are actually pretty good. Their pages are pretty decent in that my pens don't bleed through, which is important. Anyway, you could get a composition book. But if this is too much for you, if you're still kind of hesitant, they have smaller ones. These little guys. Or even smaller still. These little teeny ones. They're 3 for 88 cents, I think, or 3 for maybe $1. Again, at Walmart, Dollar General, you can get these about anywhere. Don't be ashamed of the little guys, or doing something smaller. They can be every bit as gratifying. Watch Kat Hand's videos. Her journals are pretty small, but oh, they're so beautiful to look at, and her flip throughs and watching her process. She puts every bit of effort and love into these little pages as anyone does in their big pages. So don't be ashamed if you're gonna start small. It's fine. Like, this would be perfect for that other one, but it's also perfect for this one. This was an experiment. I used some tissue paper and vintage photo over it, and now this is just all my vintage. So I clean off my black and brown and cream and gray brayer and watercolor. This is my collection of unwasted paint. Thank you, Kat Hand. She's brilliant. So this is going to be just vintage and just these colors, black, white, cream, very vintagey in this size, just because I love that. So don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad if you're just starting small. You got to start somewhere. That's just fine. They also have these little boogers in the scrapbooking aisle at Walmart. 3 for $1.40, I think, or $1.20. So they're 40 cents a piece. You know, you can cover up. I'm going to recover these and play with them. So there's that. Those are, things you have to buy, but there are things you don't have to buy. For example, well, we'll get to this here, I guess. Newspapers are everywhere. I don't subscribe to the newspaper, but my mother does, and she sends me all the time. She sends me, here, you got to read this article, and she gives me these all the time. So what I did was I opened it up and I tore it at the fold so that and I tore it down the center and at the fold. And this is what size it ended up being, right? So you just, see if I can find. So this way, tear it down the center. It was this big. I tore it down the center again, and then I ended up with this. And what I like about this, and then just fold it in half, what I like about this is that it already has sort of a white border around most all of the pages. Not necessarily at the top, but here and there, there's a border. So there is some places that you can work into. So I folded it in half. I took a piece of scrapbook paper, folded it in half. Voila, I have a nice, easy to manage, fun glue book. And I'm out nothing. It was paper I already had, newspaper that I didn't purchase. It just happens to be in my house. So another easy peasy free glue book option. The inserts that come in your newspaper, if you do happen to, these are a great size. Again, I just tore it in half. I opened it to the center, tore it in half, folded it in half, and there you go. Will this fit in here too? It just might. Oh, look at there. Yeah, it's about the same size. So there, my glue book just doubled in size. Same thing with these kind of magazine-y newspapers. I get this free at my library. So I just tear it down the center, stack them, fold them in half. Glue book. Easy peasy. Done. Now you just cover up all the stuff. If you want to leave reviews there, well, then leave reviews there and you just glue around it. If you want, if you have the stuff to do so, gesso the pages. I have done that in this one, but I have to, at least I thought I did. This one. I have to tell you, it's a truckload of work to gesso the pages. especially with homemade gesso. It might be better with store-bought. I've not tried it. I've given that up because it doesn't cover on the first, so you got to do it again. And it was an enormous amount of time, and I'm not going to do it again. It's just not worth it. You're gluing over it anyway, so why bother? You can glue the pages together if you want a little bit hardier pages, but if it's just a glue book, who cares? This one is just random pages that I happen to have. I glued some together so they're heavier. I gessoed some of the pages. I'm just going to sew it together with a pamphlet stitch, and voila, glue book. Glue book from this, I can either keep this as the cover and glue it, or I can put a piece of scrapbook paper on and call that the cover. These travel, you get these free at places. I'm not saying go steal them out of the freebie things, but we all end up with them if we visit a different town or somebody goes. These are from 2017. They've been around a while. It's just newspaper, travel newspaper. I did the same thing. I've cut it, tore it in half, stacked them together, tore it down the center, stacked them together, folded it in half. Same thing here. I took a magazine cover, and that's my cover because it's nice and heavy. So I will cover that, and here's more of that travel newspaper. Easy peasy glue book, and quite a bit of border. I like things with a border. It makes things a little bit simpler. I like that. This is just more Shoppers Express newspapers, more newspapers. The folds make it easy to cut. Easy peasy. This is a 2013 calendar. Don't ask why I have calendars from that hell wouldn't have. So that's a conversation for another day. They're not mine. I'm happy to tell you. But anyway, this is a good. Cat Hand did a whole series using a checkbook register, my bad, for one of her mixed media morsels series. Phenomenal idea. Everybody has those because they're on digital now. Everyone's doing it online, so you have extra check registers lying around. It only takes one. Easy peasy instant glue book. This one, I'm just doing these sorbet colors, these sherbet colors kind of fascinate me. So this whole little book is just going to be that. So I've been collecting bits and pieces for that. Victoria's Secret sent me this fabulous, holy smokes, cardstock, heavy cardstock, perfume samples in there. So when I get ready to do my glue book, I'm going to pop all those off, and oh my goodness, is this glue book going to smell wonderful. Can't wait. But it's only like 10 pages. This is so doable. So pick a theme if you want to do one page each color like Cat Hand is doing this year with her mixed media morsels, just one color per page. Pick a theme. If you want to keep it Victoria's Secret, keep some of the beautiful images and then add some of your own. She's done half the work for you. So, woohoo! How cool is that? Similarly, I got this from my bank. They just announced they have this new fabulous, Apple's been doing this for years, copycat program. But again, it's super nice, heavy paper, not terribly many pages to fill, and so easy, to glue up and to fill up. Then they had the privacy and how it all works. This is a similar thing. So they could take the staples out, put them together, and voila, you have a bigger book or two separate. These came free in the mail yesterday. This came with an order. I won't say it was free. It cost me dearly, but it's not garbage. I can use it. So don't be afraid of glue books and be creative. You can glue on anything. It doesn't have to be anything substantial or major. It can just be some junk mail. It can just be a flyer that you have, an old calendar, a beautiful journal you're not quite sure what to do with, an old newspaper magazine, old newspapers laying around, random papers. Just put some together and start gluing stuff in. You'll be happily impressed, I think, once you start getting your images down and things start collecting. It just ends up being so cool, these little collections that you end up with. And it's a fearless way to get started. I mean, there's nothing on this except a painted page and some stickers and some washi tape. Not a lot of thought went into that, but I love it. It's so fun and it's so easy. And this, having a theme, helps a lot because you can easily get overwhelmed by trying to pick what images you want. I went in the dictionary and I pulled out sherbet and orange and what do I have here? Creamy, because these colors are all so creamy. Celebrate. I found stickers. So it doesn't have to be just magazine images. It can be anything that fits your theme. So go find something and start gluing your little heart out. It will make you feel better. It's better than eating for comfort. It's better than smoking and drinking for comfort. Glue for comfort. That's the tip of the day. You have a lovely, lovely crafty day. My take at the lake. Out for now.